Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Elder Scrolls Online Saturday. So today we have some awesome news because we actually have some new stuff to talk about PvE, which is awesome because the game really is just focused on PvP, and I think the PvEers have really been left out. So yeah, we're going to be covering the PvE developer session that came out this week. We're going to be talking about the voice acting in the game. We're going to be talking about the M rating that the game got. Talking about my opinion on that and all of that good stuff, and then we're going to be moving on to the developer question of the week, which is also about PvE. So let's just get started with the developer PvE play session, and you can see the gameplay on the screen of that. Alright, so I'm just going to be going over the highlights of the gameplay and the important notes about PvE that they talked about. But if you guys want to watch the whole video, the link will be in the description to that. So the first thing they talked about is that there's going to be situations in the game that sort of encourage players to play with other players. So for example, in the game that we saw this boss fight, and there was this boss in the world, and the boss would be really hard to take down alone, but maybe different other players in the areas play with you, and then maybe you guys have a good time together and you send your friend requests to each other, and then all of a sudden you're doing PvE all the time. So they really want to encourage people to partake in PvE, but they really don't want to force people, is what they're saying, because some people do like solo play in MMOs, and it might sound really contradictory, but some people really do, and that's cool. But it's just going to take a lot of skill to take down that boss without other people. In the background in the gameplay, you can see near a tree this sort of like this shard. So I think maybe the boss was protecting like some resource or something, and that'd be pretty cool because then that would give a players some incentive to actually fight the boss and get past it. And that would just further encourage PvE. So it's really cool how you can actually like get into PvE without actually having to have a group, because when you get MMO, a lot of people like to sink into it and just play alone for maybe a week or so, and then start thinking about playing with other people. Alright, so let's talk about the fast travel system that they saw. So you have a bunch of friends in the world, but the map is huge, so you're not just gonna be able to run to your friends. So there's a fast travel system that helps you find group members, and then you can teleport to group members. You have to teleport to them in a safe zone. You can't like teleport to them in like the middle of combat, just because that'd be a little overpowered. But I just want to say that the fast travel looks really amazing. I mean just the way like the stars come up on your screen, I think it looks really beautiful, and I really like it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the fast travel. Other than that's cool that it has fast travel. It's not really a new thing. The way shrine is definitely not an original idea. It's been used in countless MMOs, but it's good that the fast travel's there, and it does look really cool, like I said. So now let's talk about the bulk of the video, which was the Dark Anchor. So first I want to talk about the Dark Anchor itself, and then we'll go into some of the actual combat that we saw with other people. So the Dark Anchor is like huge. First of all, this thing is massive, and I really like that because it is an anchor that's pulling Nuren into Cold Harbor. So the thing is massive. It also makes a lot of cool sound effects, chain noises. I really loved how massive this thing was. It really looked really impressive, which is cool. So the Dark Anchor, like I said, was really awesome, and I like how it gets like gloomy around it. But while you're actually playing, trying to take down the Dark Anchor, you're gonna have to release these pinions, and it just makes it so that you have to communicate with your friends and be like, okay, who's gonna get the next pinion, while we fend off these Daedra. So it really just adds another gameplay element that just encourages more teamwork and communication, which is cool. Now let's talk about the actual combat we saw. So there was a really good amount of combat. Since it's a Dark Anchor, obviously Daedra are coming into Tamriel, and there was just a really good continuous wave of enemies. When I was watching the gameplay, I never felt like they were being overpowered by enemies. But at the same time, it was never like they were all focusing on the same enemy and just all trying to get the kill. So it was really cool how there was not too many enemies. I think it really was like the perfect amount, not too little, not too much, really just the right amount, which is cool. We also saw a couple bosses. We saw like a Frost Atronach, and the coolest one we saw was the Harvester. And if you guys watched my creature video, you guys probably know that I'm really excited about this. It's like this I don't know, I'll put a quick video on the screen of it, but it has like 4 arms. It looks really cool. It's one of the new Daedra that's in the game. New Daedra is really exciting for me. But yeah, so we'll have lots of different kinds of enemies coming in through the Dark Anchor, so you're really going to have to adapt in terms of gameplay and be prepared for anything, because you might have a bunch of ranged enemies, you might have a bunch of enemies that like to storm you, so you're really going to have to be prepared, because anything could be thrown at you, which is really awesome. It keeps you on your toes while you're in combat, which is always a good thing. So that was pretty much it for the PvE dev session. It was like an 8-minute long video. They didn't necessarily talk a lot about PvE itself, other than they showed a lot. So I definitely recommend checking out the original gameplay if you haven't, and again, link in the description to that. So now let's talk about the voice acting. So test games are kind of known for not having a huge selection when it comes to voice acting. Some of the NPCs can tend to sound the same, but the voice acting, it's always pretty good. It's always decent. But the voice acting in this game, we have some really impressive actors. And a lot of them are have been in other big stuff. So we have not that you'll recognize the names, but you'll definitely know the movies that they were in. So we have Alfred Molina, which was the octopus villain in Spider-Man 2, if you guys remember that. We have Jim Ward, who played just a couple different voices in WALL-E. Bill Nighy was Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean. So some pretty big voice actors who have been in some pretty big stuff, which is cool. So not only is this game fully voiced, but it's fully voiced with some really good, really awesome voice actors. It's just, I think ZeniMax has been really dedicated to this whole fully voiced game, especially in an MMO, just because a lot of the competition isn't fully voiced. You get that huge wall of text. But it's really cool that we're gonna have not only fully voiced game, but a really well voiced game, which is really awesome. And I'm sure they'll all do a really good job with all the voices. So let's talk about the new rating that Elder Scrolls Online got. Well, it's not the new rating, but it's the rating that Elder Scrolls Online got, which they didn't expect. So they got an M rating, which is M for mature, if you guys didn't know. So I personally like this, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but ZeniMax really wasn't expecting this. They also didn't want it. I'm sure they were going for an E or a teen, probably more of a teen rating, but definitely really surprising for them. Even though the other past two Elder Scrolls games have been rated M, I think the MMO, they wanted it to appeal to more people, especially people, of a younger age, maybe on the console. But they were definitely disappointed in this rating, but they said they're not going to challenge it, and they're definitely not going to change anything in the game to make it appeal, or make it get a softer rating, so that's really good. Personally, I'm happy about the M rating. Not because I hate kids and playing with people younger than me. I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, we were all young once. But I definitely am kind of happy with it, because I feel like I just want a more mature game. I want a game that isn't toned down because they want younger people to play it. So I'm actually really happy with the rating. Hopefully, and I doubt this is going to happen, but it'd be really nice if, since they got the M rating, they could add more blood or something like that. I would just love to see this be a really mature MMO, and hopefully they do that, but again, I don't think they will. But I'm just really happy that they got the M rating, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy. I know on the Shoddycast they always talk about how they really want the rating to be for more mature people, so I think a lot of the fan base will be pretty happy with that. So let's get into the developer question of the week, guys.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I'm a CS agent here with ZeniMax Online Studios, and this is your question of the week. In our game, you can have all sorts of fun with friends. Who are you looking to party up with, and what adventures are you looking to have?
Alright, so in terms of who I want to party up with, I'm definitely looking to play with my guild. If you guys don't know, just quickly, I do have a guild. It's in the process of being formed, kind of. I'm trying to get forums up. It's taking a little bit longer than I hoped. Yeah, but it's called the Bearborn Clan. A link will be in the description to the video all about that. And if you guys want to join, just message me. But yeah, so I'm really excited to play with my guild, definitely. And in terms of what kind of adventures I'm going to have, probably I'm really excited about playing the dungeons, especially because they seem like they all have a pretty good story going for them. So I'm really excited for all of those, and that seems really cool. Also, just exploring the world with friends, that's always really fun. And pretty much just anything, as long as I'm with, a bunch of good people, just having some good fun. So pretty excited for that, and I'm pretty excited for PvE and getting to play with some of my subscribers and just other people in general, because, you know, sharing Elder Scrolls games isn't something that we've been able to do. You know, playing with our friends or even just playing with other people isn't something we've never been able to do. So I'm really excited to, you know, make some really good friends, do some role playing. I'm just really excited to get in and make friends. So yeah, hopefully I'll be playing with my guild. Hopefully we get that up and running by the time. It'll definitely be the forum will hopefully be up by the end of the next week. But hopefully, you know, we'll have a really strong guild by the time the game launches, and we'll be able to do some awesome PvE dungeons and just a bunch of cool PvE things as well as PvP things. So that's really what I'm excited for in terms of PvE. So that pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode. Even though we did get a huge PvE video, I don't think we got a lot of new information. But again, if you guys haven't watched that, link in the description. This is like the third time I said it, I know. But yeah, make sure you check that out. In terms of videos this weekend, we're gonna have a review of Insurgency coming out probably tomorrow, which is really cool. Today is actually like 1 o'clock Sunday morning or Saturday morning, so that will be up probably in like 10 hours. Just want to play the game a little bit more. Then hopefully we'll get a Rust video in and a video on Thief in. And then just a bunch of other videos are coming out. We'll have MMO chat coming out probably Thursday next week. We'll probably have a video on The Witcher 3 coming out, so a bunch of cool new videos coming out. And as always, Elder Scrolls Online Saturday will still be on every Saturday, so make sure you guys look forward to that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah guys, that's pretty much it, so I will see you guys in the next one.